Hey again, everyone. Welcome back to the Road to Making Bank podcast. Episode 15. We are back from an extended break, our first ever break. I think we've had 3 weeks off. Is that right, Luca? Something like that?
It feels like longer.
Maybe a month? Yeah.
I don't know, but it feels like longer.
Yeah, it's been a while. I guess I needed to take it off to get some shit done here in Thailand. So I've got the expat trifecta here in Thailand now, which is a condo, Thai driver's license, and Thai bank account. So it'll make life easier in the future if I want to rent a scooter to cruise around Phuket. So that's the main reason I bought it. Got it. To be honest.
How do you say
cruise around?
How do you say let's celebrate in Thai?
I'm not sure. Sanuk is fun, so I think ki is ride. So I will pom sanuk ki uti Phuket, which means I'll have fun riding in Phuket, I think.
Nice. Ride into the sunset.
Riding into that Patong Beach sunset.
Ride into those full moon parties.
Yeah, I think that's Koh Phangan, the full moon party. I haven't been there. There's just so many cool islands in Thailand, and I haven't been to any of them yet. I've only been to Pattaya, and I've been to Koh Lan, which is close to Pattaya, which is cool little island. But yeah, there's Phuket is the behemoth, the biggest island, and then you got Koh Samui, Koh Samet, Koh Phangan. There's heaps, so endless opportunities, Luca.
Nice.
Hey, yeah, how you going, man? How you been?
Yeah, I've been well, working away, making some progress, fulfilling some commitments.
Yep. You've been to the Sansoni event, which we will talk about later.
Yeah. Hung out with Sones for 4 days, which was pretty intense. It's a lot of information.
Yeah, it was pretty intensive, knowledge or information intensive.
Yeah, it was 4 days. First day I think was like 10 till 11. Days 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, days 2, 3, and 4 were like 8:30 a.m. till 11 p.m.
Jesus. Okay, that's intensive. That's sick though.
Yeah, amazing. It's
awesome.
Definitely great value.
Sick.
So yeah, look forward to chatting about that.
Awesome. Get into that later. Yeah, you went sailing today?
Sailing today. Had a course on in the morning, did some dinghy sailing, and then club race in the afternoon down in Sandringham. I think we came second in one of the categories and third in another category. So yeah, it's pretty good going. And
second,
bit more responsibility on the old shoulders. Couple of fuck ups, but we got there. So yeah, overall good. Learnt more, which was nice. A bit more hands on. Still learning the ropes. No pun intended.
Nice. Can you make any analogies or comparisons between sailing and business and entrepreneurship?
I guess when you're learning a new skill and you have no idea what you're doing, one of the tips that I got from one of the sailors is don't do anything unless you're told to. Because I tried to grab onto something because I thought one of the guys needed a hand pulling on one of the ropes. So I gave him a hand and pulled on it, and then he just was like yelling at me. He's like, "Nope, don't pull on that." Yeah,
I guess
I think it was
advice for an employee.
Yeah, if you're not sure about something, just ask or don't do it. Which is hard because you don't know. It's that thing of you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, but if you're the captain of the ship, right, of the sailboat, is that a thing? That means you're the entrepreneur, right? You're
skipper.
Calling. Yeah, you need to direct. So, I guess you're in the employee situation, aren't you?
At the moment, I'm in the intern position.
Oh, you're not getting paid? Yeah, it's like you're doing that work for free.
At the moment, I'm not even the intern. I'm doing work experience.
Yeah, it's year 10 work experience.
Exactly.
Nice, I like it. All right, man. Well, let's jump into it. We've got a action-packed docket for everyone. We're getting more and more professional as we go along, everyone.
We've got a few weeks to catch up on, so.
That's right. We went through every line in this docket to prepare. So, yeah. If that's good or bad or not, we don't know. We might fail miserably. Anyway, macro musings. So, macro, cultural and political factors that influence our lives. The precious metal prices, just wanted to touch on briefly. So it's macro wise, it's been pretty steady. There's nothing being too crazy happening. There's still a lot of risk in the system. I think 10-year bond yields have gone up and down a little bit. It's sitting around 4.5% or something. I think it did break 5% at one point. I don't know if the US Fed did quantitative easing to get it back down again, but the yield has gone back down. So should we mention Bitcoin? Yeah. Bitcoin's at $36,470 at the moment.
Is that how's that holding for Bitcoin? Is that average? I feel like that's kind of
Bitcoin's gone on a bit of a run. Yeah. So I think there was a thing, there was an event. It was the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. There was an ETF launch, I'm pretty sure. So an ETF launch, I guess it just makes it a bit easier for people to buy Bitcoin. But there's a layer of counterparty risk there because you're not buying the Bitcoin directly. So that was an event that's happened. There's been a bit of commentary that it could be a pump and dump. This thing is, it's occurred. This ETF has occurred to boost the Bitcoin price up a bit, and then people that have participated in the pump are going to dump and make that profit on selling after the price has been boosted. So on 18th October, Bitcoin was at 28,300. Now it is 36,400. So it's a bit of a jump in about a month. So it's probably 30% jump or something.
Yeah, it's significant.
Yeah. So that is interesting. Kind of stocks, S&P's been kind of steady, a little bit up and down, maybe a bit more volatility. Gold price currently 3,041 Australian dollars. US dollars, it is 1980. So I think that $2,000 US dollar gold price is a bit of a, I think that wants to be the new kind of support level. I think, once it breaks, I've heard a bit of commentary from Peter Schiff. He thinks once it breaks, gold breaks 2,100, he thinks 2,000 will be the new support level, and it, less likely it'll drop below 2,000. So we'll see that play out. Silver is $36.43 Australian at the moment, and $23.85. So holding pretty steady. Gold's still pretty much, I'd say it's pretty much all-time high still in Australian dollars. It did get up to 3,160 or something, I think, last time we had the pod. But yeah, so that's that. Yeah, our next topic, Luca, you would have experienced this in Australia. So Optus, the mobile carrier, went down in Australia for, I think it was 9 hours. And this seems to me to be one of the longest stretches an entire network has gone down in, I think, like ever in my memory of life in Australia. So it seemed to be a big event. I looked at the bit of commentary on X. It revealed a bit to me, but Luca is boots on the ground, so maybe you can talk about it a bit more. And obviously this highlights the importance of keeping cash in societies, which I'm very much an advocate of. So yeah, what did you think about that, Luca?
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't really know too much about why it occurred or what happened, but I only know from my experience on the day. I was up in a tree, we were doing some pruning, and then a couple of the guys started complaining that they couldn't get in contact with anyone, couldn't fill in their induction forms and whatnot for the construction site. So that also brings up a few thoughts there. What happens in situations where people need to be inducted? They need to scan QR codes and all this,
it's
stuff
not even
that needs to be done.
A transaction thing. Yeah, that's just like an internet operation. Yeah.
Yeah, and then a lot of places these days don't have alternatives. So it's only, pubs and whatnot. Like, what happens when people come in and say, scan our QR code to get a menu to order a beer? Or when the internet goes down, no one's going to be ordering anything. What are you going to do then? So I think it's a reflection on people have adopted technology as the future, but haven't really, I'm not sure if many people have backup, like emergency protocols if the internet goes down.
Yeah, absolutely. It's, with all this new technology, you have to recognize the inherent risks if something goes wrong, right? It should be like kind of baked into the implementation of it, I guess. So when you're bringing these things about, so Optus didn't have a backup plan, I guess, did they? I don't know if Telstra has something. So that it really was, it was like a no solution thing. It's like, this could definitely happen again. I don't know if they're going to put processes in place, but if the next time happens, like, how long could it go down for? And there's a lot of talk, heaps of bank branches have closed in Australia, like, over the last few years, and they say it's because people are preferring digital services. I don't know how true that is. I mean, like, the percentage wise it is, but there is still a strong base that uses cash. And so if you're in a country town, Optus goes down for could be 3 days next time. And you want to have the ability to deal with cash. And if there's no bank branches in your country town, you're gonna have to drive maybe 50 k's to another branch or more. And then if you can't pay for your fuel for your car at the servo, if you don't have cash to pay for your fuel, it's like, the problems can just compound, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, and it compounds everywhere at the same time. So
Yeah. So yeah, it's a while ago, I helped out with I made some submissions to a parliamentary inquiry about. So the Liberal government wanted to bring in a $10,000 cash ban. So transactions above $10,000 they wanted to make illegal, and threatened with jail time if anyone accepted 10K cash. So if you paid above 10K in cash for a used car or whatever, you could go to jail and get fines and all that. That was defeated. So that was a huge win for freedom in Australia, I guess. Yeah, freedom to use cash, and a very small win for freedom in Australia, I should say. But yeah, so I kind of lost my train of thought.
Looking at who's paying attention, maybe.
Yeah, so yeah, there is obviously some agenda to get rid of cash, because they brought in this bill and it nearly got through. It just took, I think there was 3,000 plus submissions to this inquiry, and if that didn't happen, it could have got through. And then it gets more and more. It's like you can't transact in $1,000 cash, which I think is what happens in Europe. I think it's something around, it could be like 3,000 euro or some shit like that in certain countries. It's something like that. So yeah, something to be aware of. Yeah. You got anything more to say about that one, Luca?
No, I guess, yeah, it's, I don't know. The incidents with Optus seem to be becoming more and more frequent. So I'm not sure if it's maybe a warning sign for people that, I don't know, maybe it's just a way for people to have an expectation of something. If something crashes, then there's kind of like a paper trail of incidents leading up to it, so it's not sort of like a...
Yeah. You could do both, hey? Like in a business, have paper documentation as well as digital, so you have that backup. Those induction things, so the work is on your site. Like, what's wrong with signing a physical piece of paper for an induction? It's like, could that have solved that problem?
It could have. It could have. It's just, yeah, I don't think they have those procedures available now.
Yeah.
There's so much personal information and photo IDs and all this stuff that goes on. They were filling it out with paperwork, but most of the companies and the bigger ones especially, everything's done through QR codes and online inductions now.
Yeah. And there's a risk there as they experience. I guess in Thailand, I've been to immigration recently, and they love their photocopies. So the photocopies of passports and everything. So
there you go. There's a business maintaining photocopy machines.
Yeah, well, there is at immigration. There's probably 3-4 places, photocopy shops and passport photo shops. So that's so it's good for them. Yeah, they have all this paper records, and it's not all in their computer system. I mean, they have a computer system as well, of course, but maybe that's, they factored in that in their operations. So who knows? Or it could be just old school. Cool. All right. Thailand expat foreign income tax. So I'll mention this briefly. This is a bit of a macro thing since I live in Thailand, and this has been brought in when we're talking about international strategy and whatnot. So I think, all right, I'll read it briefly here. The rule is those expats who live here for 180 days plus per year will be subject to Thailand's new tax rules 2024 and will be required to disclose income and assets. To do that, you will require a TIN, tax identification number, and the assistance of an accountant. Assigned lawyers can assist with both, blah, blah, blah. So pretty much, if you're living here for 180 days or per year, which I might be doing, you're going to have to declare your income, I guess. But I don't think they're going to double tax you. So if I'm paying tax in Australia, my understanding is they're not going to double tax. But yeah, just something to be aware of if anyone's...
Would you rather be taxed by Australia or Thailand?
I think Australia at the moment, because I have a property in Australia. It'd probably just be easier to keep everything in Australia until I can, if I have a business or whatever, then I'd think about getting tax residence in UAE. That'd be ideal. And having a Thai leave visa to live in Thailand. I think that's the ultimate combination for someone like me. Or, online business owners, I guess. Yeah. But, yeah, who knows? Not sure when that will happen. But, yeah, it's, that's something, if anyone out there, there's companies, Wealthy Expat, Nomad Capitalists, awesome companies. They put out heaps of good content about this stuff. So hit them up if you want to look at reducing your tax and just living somewhere with more freedom, or where you'll be more happier. You'll be happier to live rather than your home country.
And speaking of prices and moving overseas, just a quick follow-up. It's not on the list, but it just popped into my head. Spoke to Anton Warman, the guy who renovates the Akiyas in Japan. His book came out, so I bought a copy of that. But he sent me a message and he was saying the yen is really cheap now. You can live cheaply here, especially if you go to the countryside. Just looking at the Japanese prices, the yen is the lowest it's been since 2019.
Very interesting. Cool. So compared to the Australian dollar, what was it, dropped about?
It's
10, 15% or something?
It's down. It's down 25% since...
To the Australian dollar. Nice.
Yeah,
awesome, man. Well,
I think the last time it was... So it's at 0.013 as of the 18th, which is today. So 0.013...
0.013, is that yen to the dollar? What's that number? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
103, sorry. So the last time it was that low was 2015, I think we're looking at.
Wow.
So yeah, good time to buy. Good time to buy property in Japan. Or go on holiday to Japan.
The big question is whether it will go lower compared to the AUD. So you kind of have to judge that. But, you're doing better already if you've waited until now to buy a house there. So keep an eye on it, man. Maybe we can, I'll keep an eye on it as well.
Beautiful.
So, yeah. You're still thinking about diving into that?
Absolutely.
Well, I guess you read the book first, yeah?
I'll read the book first. You know me. I don't like diving into things. I like to learn about as much as I can before I take even a single step.
That's great, man. At least we'll have content for the podcast, at least.
Yeah,
we'll
about
talk
what to
about
do.
it on the next one.
I'll tell you
I follow
everything.
Anton on YouTube, on not YouTube, Instagram. So I've noticed he like did a launch for it and everything. So if anyone's into buying a cheap Akiya house in Japan, hit up Anton in Japan.
I can't remember what the exact translation, but I think it just sort of roughly translate to empty house or abandoned house.
Yeah.
So lots of abandoned
Rundown
houses in Japan, which are up for sale at cheap. And you also don't have to be a resident in Japan to own property in Japan. Although owning property in Japan does not give you residency or does not make you eligible for residency in Japan. So keeping that in mind if you are considering it.
Yeah, sort out your visa first, I guess, or your preparations for getting a visa. Yeah.
Yeah, because I guess from what I've heard, Japanese government's pretty diligent in looking at all the information and very selective about who they let in.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. They have a reputation for that, which is cool, I think. Yeah. So and the reason why they're cheap is because it costs a lot to like knock a house down. Is that right, Luca?
I guess they're cheap for many reasons.
Like
I think a lot of
dispose?
people are inheriting the houses, from family members, and they don't want to live in them, or they have just decided to move out. I think culturally, they kind of buy a house, demolish it, and then build something new on top of it rather than renovate. I think renovation is very foreign to them, to the Japanese, which is, I think, why Anton's become so popular, because he's in there like renovating these places and doing them up. So yeah, I think it's become maybe more popular and might become more popular as things progress. But yeah, as you said, to get rid of rubbish in Japan is quite expensive, which might be, I think, a big influence.
At least a part of the reason.
Yeah, as to why people simply abandon houses. And
there
I
must
mean,
be
people are leaving their belongings in there. So when you buy a house, you buy it with the belongings and whatever's in the house. So usually you're just walking into basically a house that looks like it's been lived in up until the day you moved in. And it's just like a whole bunch of personal belongings that people have. And I think sometimes there's quite a few gems in there that people end up, things that are worth a bit of money, collectible items and whatnot. It was pretty interesting.
Right. That's cool.
I mean, you could probably almost just have like a business idea again, have like an antiques roadshow where you just go through and collect all these people's belongings and just sift through it and sell whatever's valuable.
Maybe you can get over there, Luca, and incorporate a business idea into it. Maybe you could just R&D Anton in Japan. Nah.
I don't think I have the patience to learn about carpentry and get all that off the ground. I think he's probably doing a very good job at it already, so maybe partnering with him might be a better option.
Yeah, or do a different aspect of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Who knows? Yeah, man, I think that's cool. I want to see you over there.
Yeah, more and more I want to go.
Sick. Yeah, Japan is awesome. All right, let's move on. Richard Branson Masterclass teaches disruptive entrepreneurship. So I put this topic in because Luca is a Richard Branson fan. I like him as well. I want to read his books in the future. And it looks pretty cool. It's just, he's on Masterclass. I know Masterclass has been around for a while, but this is probably the first one that's interested me the most. And I know Luke is into him, so thought this would be cool. It's a 13 lesson plan, and I think it's $10, $15 on different plans to sign up to Masterclass for a year. So billed monthly, so it's around 100, 150, 170 US dollars a year. So do you reckon you'll do it, Luca?
Maybe if there was a time to do it, now's the time. There's a Black Friday offer where you get buy one, get one free. So if one person signs up to it, they can gift another annual membership to a friend or loved one or enemy. So yeah, so it's $150. They bill it annually, so it's $15 a month. So $150 you pay for a year's membership, and you get to give a membership to someone for free. So two for the price of one. Go halves with a mate, and you can get a bunch of masterclasses for $75, which is a pretty good deal. Considering
if anyone's done these masterclasses, they look pretty well done. Let us know if they're any good. They look pretty cool.
Maybe we could. Maybe if we each try and pick 12 masterclasses that we'd like to do, and that's one a month, and maybe we could do a year's worth of masterclasses and see how we go. Could be part of our course segment.
Yeah. I'll think about it. I guess I need to conserve money to an extent at this moment, but I mean it's not that much really, is it? So
well, what if I get it and I gift it to you?
Well,
it's my gift to you, Shannon.
If it's free, Luca, I'll take it.
You know how I love classes
Words
and
to
lessons.
live by. Yes, and I know you love doing these courses. That's why I brought it up, and it'll give us something to talk about on the pod as well.
All right, so, I like it. Put me down.
We'll look into it for all yous out there. Richard Branson. But yeah, you can attest to his books though, can't you?
I read,
to read them.
Read 2 of his books and really loved it. Just loved the way that he goes about doing things. Well, I don't think he actually wrote the book. I think someone wrote it on his behalf, but
dictated the book or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, someone wrote it.
Well, I think like you know, you've got the
biography or
person. It's an autobiography, but like someone's doing
third person.
Yeah,
second person. Whatever, yeah.
You probably speak, and then there's someone who does the transcript or something like that. Yeah. I don't think he. Well, actually, I don't know.
What's the name for that? It's got to be, I don't know.
Ghostwriting?
Like dictating it. No, I think ghostwriting is just, well, yeah, maybe. Ghostwriting is just if someone that writes a book for someone else and they don't include their name on it, which is, but if, I think usually that happens when there's no involvement from the author, I think. I mean, from the subject. But maybe it's just both. Yeah, maybe it's a big mix. So, yeah, cool. All right. Well, yeah, I will read that one day.
Yeah.
Quote of the day. Oh, yep. Sorry.
I was just going to say, I didn't really know anything about Richard Branson before I read the books. And that was only probably close to the start of the year. So I actually had no idea how much he's influenced, the world, I guess, to an extent, but to a very large extent, in music and, everything.
He's been in different industries, yeah. Music first, wasn't it? Virgin Records.
Yeah, like they had
Virgin Airlines, Virgin Galactic. What else has he done?
I think the big thing was when they signed the Sex Pistols. That's pretty funny. It's funny
Yeah, right.
to think that. Yeah, I guess it's pretty cool in a way,
So
just to see like
part of the punk scene.
Yeah. Just to see all those different things that they've been a part of, which is cool, which is exciting, because it means that, you know, if you do have a business or a brand, you can really collaborate with anyone in the world, anyone that you'd be interested in working with, assuming that they'd be interested in working with you.
And that you can provide value to. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's a really great way to connect.
Yeah, and meet people that you look up to, or for sure.
This is just like, I always saw business as just a thing that people use to make money, but there's so many.
It's like a lifestyle, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, lifestyle, way to connect, it's just like a vessel for value, really, you know?
Yeah, I like that. Vessel for value. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, that record, the record business was pretty awesome back then. There would have been a lot of money in it. Man, just like, sex, drugs, rock and roll, hedonism, awesome music. Would have been a wild ride, hey?
Well, some people are still riding it.
Yeah, I mean, shit, I don't know how much record companies make these days, but it would have been more back then. Physical sales and I don't know. Yeah, I've been out of it for a bit, so I'm not actually sure. Nice, man. Let's move on. Quote of the day. Well, this ties into what we've been talking about, I guess. I can't even remember where I got it from, but I wrote it down. If you want to become a billionaire, solve a problem for 1 billion people and charge them $1 each. Peter Diamandis. I don't even know who Peter is, but
I've heard Rich Cooper say it.
Yeah, but it's very simple, isn't it? Very, very straightforward.
Yeah.
I guess if things, if you're starting a business or you're confused about where to begin, that could be a good thing to remember. Write it down in your notebook and keep it in mind.
Yeah, this is
You've
kind
been
of
using your notebook, Luca?
No, haven't opened it.
That moleskin that I bought you?
Haven't touched it.
Man, you got to get those mind maps going. Your business idea. It's
that actually, maybe that could be what because I've been trying to.
We had this conversation before, Luca. You don't like it because it doesn't have lines.
I don't like it for writing.
That is insane. Okay, actually no, I get where you're coming from. I think I've
like if
I've
I
come around on this.
If I was into drawing or something, I would definitely use it. Or like if I was into fucking doing graphs or Venn diagrams or something, great, love it. Because I hate drawing on lined paper. So for that, it would be amazing. But to be writing on paper that is not lined, it's a little bit too artistic. And my concern,
I couldn't understand this before on a previous, probably one of our first podcasts, and I was just like, you can just write and imagine the lines. You don't. It's not a big issue. But I've come around because I bought these MUJI notebooks that are awesome, and they have thin lines, so you can write more on the page. And I'm digging it, Luca. So I was wrong.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry.
Look, you can't blame it. You can't. Yeah. Once again, it's you don't know what you don't know, and
that's right. We're learning every day on this road to making bank.
We're here to help each other out. You help me, I help you. And
that's right.
That's all.
We've come up with a solution now. You can do mind maps on the formerly useless notebook that I bought you.
I like the mind maps. I like the mind maps. That's good.
Do it, man. For your ideas, write. Luca wants to do a cyclical, sustainable nature sort of business. Just write that in the middle. You got all these branches. I want to do it actually. I need to do that.
Yeah,
So,
get a moleskin like the one. Get one that has no lined paper. It's really
yeah.
great for mind mapping.
Moleskins are out of my budget at this point, but I will get because they're pretty much the same price here in Thailand.
Can you get
So,
some counterfeit moleskins?
Yeah, probably.
Is it
I'll work it
Thailand
out.
that does the counterfeit?
I'll get something
It's
nice.
Bali.
I think Bali mostly, but Thailand has a bit of that. Yeah, there's a bit of fake stuff.
I remember
But-
back in the day, everyone always going to Bali to buy counterfeit video games.
Yeah, like burnt copy DVDs.
Yeah.
Shit. And fake T-shirts. Yeah, there's a bit of that here. It's I think Southeast Asia in general is a bit of that. But I'm all about MUJI these days. This Japanese store. And
Is that one at Chatty?
yeah. It's like a way better version of IKEA, sort of like quality wise. I mean, maybe not way better. It's just different.
Like a Japanese IKEA.
Yeah, but it's, I don't know. They sell clothes and that, so it's a bit of a different focus. But there's comparisons there. Yeah, and I bought this 5 notebook pack, which is really cool notebooks. I've been smashing, taking notes on
I'm looking at them.
Agency
I'm looking at them
Navigator
right
on that.
now.
Oh, the MUJI notebooks.
Yeah, I'm on the site.
Yeah, so they should have lineless page notebooks, which I'll definitely hit up soon. So yeah, man, go down to MUJI, Luca. Start taking notes.
Maybe I should start buying some Japanese clothing so I'm prepared when I go over there.
Yeah, man. Pretty much. I just want to buy MUJI shit now. It's just, it's just simple, good style. You know, it's the style will fit in with my condo now. It's, yeah, that one in Chadstone's pretty good as well, from what I remember.
Although
Why did we go there?
they've got a I don't know, their clothing doesn't suit me.
I don't know. I remember you tried on that Japanese style cardigan, you know, with the like kind of cross design. Looked alright, man. Looked fine. It's a different culture over there,
I don't
man.
know.
It'll be fine.
I think they're just like a different shape kind of people.
Yeah, maybe.
Like they're quite, I think Japanese people are quite slender in general.
Yeah, right.
Quite petite.
So the shape, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the style might be cool. Like I'm wearing this MUJI button-up shirt. It's an Asian style, so it kind of goes this like those kind of the Asian collar style. Yeah, I'm digging it.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's hard to describe.
It's like that.
The Asian collar.
Yeah. the
when it's buttoned up fully.
The Bruce Lee collar.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, I love that shit now. So, anyone out there, get down to Chadstone.
Oh, what's his name?
Buy shit from MUJI.
Ip Man, the Ip Man collar.
Ip Man, who's that?
Ip Man. It's like IPMAN. I think it was like Bruce Lee's teacher.
Oh yeah, right, cool. Awesome. So, in order to buy shit from MUJI, we need to start businesses. So, there is professional business plan templates from this site called Visme, which I'm going to utilize in the future. I just thought I'd mention it on the pod because, Luca, you want to develop a business idea. And this could be cool. And I'm going to do a new business idea, so I'm going to utilize it. So I've never done a business plan. I guess it'd be cool just to look at and probably essential if you're looking for investors. So I'll just go through some of the slides. It's So it's a presentation, this company Visme, and they have this template. So, you got title, meet the team, mission statement, product overview, value propositions, industry landscape, market size, customer descriptions, maybe avatars, another name for that, market growth, competitive comparison, competitive advantage. So competitive comparison would be industry comps, I guess, another term for it, which I learned in Agency Navigator, actually, Luca. Business growth projections, marketing mix, conversion funnels, funding needed, and a thank you page. And it looks cool. It's well designed. So what do you reckon, Luca?
Great way to do a business plan is following templates. But the advice that I got was type it into Chat GPT and get Chat GPT to create a business plan for you.
Like, so if you wanted to come up with something for market size, you could just say, what is the market size of someone looking to utilize a sustainable hobby business or something? Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure how detailed business plans need to be or how much people pay attention to them. I think it's kind of one of those things where, like if you apply for a job, they say, can you hand in your resume? Not necessarily because it's a defining feature of whether or not you're going to be approved for the role. It's more just that they need a copy of it because it's part of the part of the enrollment process. Once they've got the resume, they can upload it and then they can take the next step, but they can't click next until they've uploaded a resume. You know what I mean? This is kind of just like part of the steps that need to be taken for the process to be able to continue. So I think sometimes
you mean to like do a business, to like, you mean like if you're going to do a presentation like this, you need to have this information. Is that what you're saying? Or?
Yeah, I mean, the reason I needed one, I was speaking with a guy who was giving me some tips on a business idea, and he said that I would need to create a business plan and to provide that to this organization because they'd been looking for a business plan. And I had written one up. I'd never written one before, so I sent it to him and he gave me some pointers like change this, this, and this.
Cool. What was this for again? Sorry?
It was for an idea regarding organic wine. And
cool.
Yeah, it was like you could partner up with this company and this company, and all you'd have to really do is set it up and it wouldn't cost you any money, so that if it doesn't work out, it's cost you nothing except time really to set it all up. But in the end, it was just like, you could type it into Chat GPT and get Chat GPT to create a business plan for you. And I guess that just takes out the time and effort, because most of the work is going to be the conversations that you're having with people, but they would like to see something. So
yeah. And a lot of this is data based, I guess. So market size, value propositions, even, customer avatars. So you could probably plug a lot of it into Chat GPT, but you still need to, input all this data into these templates, and you still need to kind of do a fair bit of work putting it together, but making sure it all makes sense. I found that a bit with AI as well. I'm guessing if you plug something like this into Chat GPT, you're going to need to go over it, tweak it a little bit. Although I've used Chat GPT as part of the Instantly AI cold email software, and I think AI, there's a lot of hype, but also there's a long way to go as well. So, yeah. All right, so visme.co for anyone looking for a business plan.
It's spelled
Template.
Visme.
Yep. Yeah, not Z. Cool. Alex Hormozi. Quote, the Hormozi content hack. Get interested in stuff, do things, then talk about the stuff you did. Simple, but makes sense, hey?
Makes sense. It's
Maybe he's just cutting through the noise, you know. Maybe he's seen people get, post irrelevant stuff or not getting to the point. But I think that could be the content strategy.
Yeah,
stuff, do stuff, then talk about stuff.
Yeah, if you're wanting to create content, I guess you need something to present. It was like, what's it called? It's that school thing that you do. We have to bring.
What's that?
What's that thing that you had to do in
show
school?
and tell.
Show and tell. Show and tell, yeah. It's just show and tell.
I mean, there's probably show and tell YouTube channels, right?
Maybe that could be
like
one.
People filming show and tell at their schools, and they'll put it on their YouTube channel. But yeah,
Right.
I don't know. I guess that's the thing. I've been looking at a bit of, content marketing stuff now that it's pretty much all I look at on Instagram now, and well, not specifically that, but it's more business stuff. I use that podcast Instagram channel now for everything, and it's all about providing value to people, and if you're interested in something and you talk about it, there's going to be someone out there that's getting something from it. So I guess maybe part of what he's saying is don't be afraid as well, maybe. Which is, oh, sorry, yeah?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's just the simplest way. It's just to talk about things that you're doing. And if you're not doing anything, then just find things that you are interested in and do those things. I think it's just like the least cost-effective way. It's like the most efficient way. Do something and then just talk about that.
It's just you're enjoying it and something that you're into, which is probably what you've been doing with your. I've noticed you're posting a bit, man. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, I realized that I've got so many photos and videos just sitting on my computer that I'm not doing anything with that people might get some value out of. And I'm just, at the moment, I'm just experimenting, just learning how to use Instagram and how to use the editing programs. And now, as I said before, did the first live stream, which was pretty fun.
Because people can comment and stuff when it's live. Hey.
Yeah, you can. There's a live chat. You can chat, put comments in. Yep. I can't see the comments because I don't have my phone.
Because you've linked it to the GoPro. Yeah.
Yeah, I've linked it up, so I can't really look at it while I'm working. But I'm thinking if
Luke is up in a tree, cutting down branches. Yeah.
Yeah, I've set up a Twitch account. It's called Tree Horizon.
Check it out, everyone.
So I'll put up the footage on there for people to watch if they want to.
What's your Instagram? Do you want to plug that?
That's it. That's Tree Horizon is the channel.
But your personal Instagram?
Oh, the personal Instagram is Lukabrne, Lukabrne.
Sweet as, check it out. And yeah, you got those skills, so it's just fun learning for you to do now, but you can actually incorporate it into business that you do in the future. So all those skills will help.
Yeah, what do we got? 6, 8 posts.
Nice.
Churning through them, Diggs.
Nice, bro. You got more than our podcast one so far. I got to get back onto that.
Nice.
Good stuff, man. All right, let's move on. Business section. So you met a guy, Luca, from Feel Good Tips, which is a community get together down at Elwood Beach in Melbourne, Victoria. I went a couple of times, I think. And he has a podcast where he's hit 25,000 views a month and he wants to scale it, yeah?
Yeah, so I guess he mentioned that they're at 25k per month views. And he was saying that it was kind of like he had a bit of a running joke with a couple of mates who were sort of at the same level in their podcasts, and they were all kind of at this 25k mark, but it wasn't improving at all. So they're saying they had this like 25k club, which is just a bunch of, I guess, a group of people that are all sort of have the same level of eyeballs on their channels, but not really sure how to scale it from there. So yeah, I thought it was a pretty interesting concept, and another business idea is getting people to scale to the next level and how to go about that. And I think you have taken that to the next level and come up with some of your own ideas, done some research.
Yeah, just did a little bit. It's pretty simple, I guess, like a podcast marketing strategy, but 25,000 views is a lot. So they're doing well. Do you know what the subject is?
This one is health and well-being.
Awesome.
I don't know if we can plug it or not, but yeah, it's
yeah. Do they have a business attached to the podcast?
Yes. Yep. They've got a personal business, which is related to the podcast, or related to the field, a health and well-being sort of business.
Yeah. So the podcast, it's kind of like, I've noticed that, there's two kind of...
It's kind of like a Huberman Labs kind of thing.
Fun of it. Yeah.
So it's educational, informative. They have different guests on. I think they're up, in the 300th episode kind of mark.
Nice.
So yeah, it might simply be just like a keep churning them out kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, if they're using it, it kind of sounds like it's a standalone business on its own. The podcast can be if it's monetized, but it's also a content marketing strategy for their business as well, it seems like.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I guess it's sort of free advertising, isn't it?
Yeah, and this is kind of the angle I want to play for my agency. So I think it's cool because podcast, it's a low cost sort of content marketing strategy for your business, I guess. And it's a bit of fun. So that's cool. Yeah, I mean, I looked up a few things, and the number one method seemed to be to pay to place ads on other people's podcasts. So Buzzsprout, our host is Buzzsprout, and they have a paid ad plan, so that looks really user friendly. And I might look into doing that just to test it out. Maybe with us. We'll see how we go. But that is, so you make a little trailer for your podcast, and then you just, you just paid it, and it'll get automatically inserted into other people's podcasts. So that's pretty cool.
Do you get to choose whose podcast it gets added to?
Yeah, I think maybe specific, but probably, yeah, definitely like industry based, like related podcasts. Yeah, I can't remember. I did watch the video,
Okay.
but it seemed cool. Yeah, it seemed cool and not too expensive, I think.
Because I think they
But
do a lot of this, you know?
yeah, so they might already do a lot of it. Maybe they've hit a wall still. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess it's probably gets to that point where it's like a different game. Like you're moving into a different sort of level now where different things are important. I guess at the beginning it's more just probably continuing to put out content and continuing to make it relevant and providing value.
Yeah,
And then at some point it
now
has to hit a different level.
they just need more listeners. You know, something to go viral. Which I'll get to. Well, I'll say now, like I guess just social media content. You can do a social media campaign, so you can have shorts from your podcasts on Instagram Reels, all that stuff, posts on X, episode update posts, and also convert your podcast into a video podcast. So that's one of the main ones as well. If you have a filmed podcast with actually people on there, I think that really helps. So maybe we can get around to that one day, Luca.
Yeah.
But
I reckon.
Yeah, it's I think video podcasts definitely help. So if you can do it, you may as well. Yeah, SEO optimization, keywords, podcast transcripts. So you want to have keywords in your episode subject title and in the show notes as well, I guess. And if you attach a podcast transcript to when you upload into your podcast host, that will help with the search engines as well. So I uploaded, I think the last 2 podcasts we've done, I uploaded the transcripts, this is like a fun thing for us. I'm not gonna do keyword optimization, I think, for now, because I think the whole point of this is we're just raw and we just say whatever we want. But if you're a business that wants to do that, go for it, because it will help with your search rankings. Another one is be a guest on other people's podcasts, and then at that same time you can plug your own podcasts, which seems to be what a lot of people do. And yeah, tie all that together: social media content, ads, video podcasts, SEO, and guesting. That's a bit of a strategy, I guess. What do you reckon about that?
Yeah, certainly for anyone who's thinking about getting started or is just getting started. I guess we're kind of still in the getting started phase, or started.
Yeah. We've started with social media content, I guess, but not really the other stuff.
Yeah, well, I guess we started with the plan of doing 20 episodes. So we wanted to be in that top 1%, and 20 episodes puts you in the top 1%. So if you're willing to do that, you're ahead of the game. Yeah,
and the chances are we'll continue if we hit 20, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, if we can make 20, then we'll see what happens from there. I mean,
if we can make 20, there's no reason why we can't make another 20.
Exactly. It's just about putting in the time. So, plus it's been a great experience so far. I really enjoyed it and learnt a lot. It's been helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been cool.
But I think you had another one.
So
Miles Beckler.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to take a little bit of drink of water before I get into this. So, you want to take over, Luca?
Yeah, so I guess we've got the notes here. When watching educational videos or tutorials, taking notes is a way to better absorb the content and reference it in future. So, got the Miles Beckler video, which I think Sharon watched, about making content website. And so I think he's going to make that available.
Yeah.
Got a bit more on it, Sharon?
Yeah. So this is another business model. Anyone out there, check out Miles Beckler. He's a legend. He's like a straight shooter. No BS sort of content creator and blog writer and all that. So he does really good guides on creating a content-based website. So it's just, a content website or an authority site, as you could call it. So you're pretty much just providing, like stories, articles, blog posts that just help people out, give people information. So for me, I want to go into the international strategy sort of niche. So I could, I want to write about precious metals. I want to write about international locations for, to live a freer life or less taxes or whatever, and just more a lifestyle thing as well. I think I want to do that to differentiate. So I might write about cigar bars or whatever in different cities, or cigar lounges, or something like that, or where to buy a Fender Jazzmaster in Bangkok or something, something along those lines. But I'll get into it because and a way to monetize that is through like affiliates. Like if there's a product that you use and you're happy to recommend it, you write an article, and then maybe I write about a cigar, and I provide a link to this cigar manufacturer or whatever if they have a affiliate program, and that's a way you can monetize it. And also you can have your own products, and you develop an email list, so you're really reducing counterparty risk with this style of business. So that's the general gist of it. Does that make sense to you, Luca?
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about blog posts that have links, affiliate links attached to them. So you might be referencing the product, or creating some sort of article, and then with a problem, and provide a solution. Hey, do you get bloated when you drink regular milk? Here's this great new drink that I've been using in my coffee every day for the last month, and I found I don't get bloating, and I really enjoy the taste. I prefer the taste than regular milk. And here's a link for the oat milk that I use. Yeah. Kind of like that, really, I guess.
Yeah, that seems more like, you could play it differently. Like you could just say like how to reduce bloating or whatever, and then you could provide a couple of different options, and one of your options could be an affiliate product, or it doesn't have to be specifically plugging this product.
Do you love your dog? If you love your dog, then you should be buying your dog Doggy Treats 2.0.
Doggy treats.
Yeah. They're e-treats for your dog. You can't actually eat them.
Digital e-treats for your dog. Buy now. Maybe that can be part of your voiceover career, man.
It's a dog treat that pops up on your camera on your iPhone, and you just show it to your dog, and they lick the screen.
There's they lick the screen and then you have like a little smell pen or something. So you squirt the smell pen around and then he gets a sensation that he eats it.
You get like Willy Wonka, like iPhone screen strips, whereas like you would stick it onto your screen and they lick it, and it's got the flavor of like chicken or something.
Digital e-treats. I'll look out for that affiliate program. It's probably not my niche, but I think I want to do something a bit cooler. But yeah, that's the idea, and it's a really low cost startup. I mean, it's just like, it's a long game though. You just, you're probably going to you could need 6 months or whatever before you start building a decent audience and monetizing, but everything's a long game really in business, I guess. So yeah, it's something that I'm going to get into alongside my other service-based work, and I think it'd be fun as well. I'm actually looking forward to trying to write a bit. So anyway, let's get into it. Miles Beckler, the minimum viable $100 startup. If you want to check that out on YouTube, there will be a link in the show notes. Number 1, blog and video channel. So this is Miles's preferred method. I think he does video mainly, but for the most traffic, you're going to be wanting to do a blog and video channel, either or both. So the way to reduce counterparty risk, I guess, is you create a self-hosted WordPress blog. So instead of using like Squarespace and Wix and all this stuff, and even Kartra, which is what I use, because I'm probably gonna look at changing eventually because I think I pay too much. And so self-hosted WordPress blog is something that, because I guess you're self-hosting it through your domain, where you've bought the domain, I guess, and you link it to this WordPress site. So that means you're not relying on any other of these companies. But I need to learn about how it works, so I can get more specific on that later down the track.
And WordPress is free, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not sure. He wrote like it'll cost $95.40 to get a domain and WordPress site. I think that's just a one-off fee or something. So yeah, it could be just like a one-off fee. So it might be free. Like that's pretty much free, because the way all these other, like what I'm using now, Kartra, make their money is by charging a monthly subscription. So it's really low barrier to entry, and that's what I really like about it. It's just pretty much you just have to do the work, which is very appealing. So number 2, monetization, video. So if you're doing YouTube content, you can do YouTube ads. You reach monetization at 1,000 subscribers. And if you're doing a blog, Google AdSense. Once you reach a certain amount of traffic, they'll place ads on your blog. It's maybe not something I'd do, but it's an option. And of course, affiliate marketing, which I'll mention later, and selling your own products. So I should have included that in number 2. Anyway, number 3, keyword targeted content. So in order to create more traffic, I think keyword research is a big part of it. So create the content targeting specific keywords or phrases that people are actually searching for. Execute over and over hundreds of times. Create a library of useful content pieces, answers, solutions, tutorials, reviews, guides, etc. So that's creating the keyword targeted content. And I'll talk about it later. So goals you might want to set, or what Miles is recommending: 104 blog posts per year, 2 per week. 150 videos per year, 3 videos per week. So it's quite a bit. And yeah, feel free to jump in whenever you want, Luca, if you have anything to say.
I was going to say,
Could take a while.
the monetization, the Google AdSense. Apparently AdSense, I haven't heard many good positive reviews on it in terms of using it as a useful tool, I guess.
Okay, like not much money to be made, or is it just annoying, or heaps of problems?
I'm not really quite sure. Just maybe I think it's just a general statement. So it might be. I think it might be useful for specific things, but yeah, that's just the comments that I've heard. But yeah, the goals, I guess, go to the blog posts. The blog posts are, I mean, those blog posts, you could probably do a post twice a week, and then two of those 3 videos could be on the blog posts that you've already posted.
Yeah, you repurpose that into a video.
Yeah.
Sure.
And maybe you don't do it exactly word for word, but maybe you just flip the script a little bit and do the opposite. Or just,
Yeah, break it down into bullet points or something.
Yeah. Just make a short version of it. Because, I mean, 3 videos per week doesn't say how long those videos need to be. So I guess it doesn't have to be 3 1-hour videos. It could be 3 10-minute videos.
Yeah.
Or it could be 3 5-minute videos, really.
I guess it's about just getting eyeballs on it. And, I mean, if you provide enough value in 3-minute video, it doesn't,
And then it
doesn't
also
need to be 10 minutes, I
depends,
guess.
like if the videos are going to be on YouTube, or are they going to be as part of the blog on the website?
Well, you can
Or
do
are
it
they
like...
you could do it on TikTok, which is like 10-second videos or whatever.
Yeah, well, you can have YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, TikTok, and then you can have a longer form YouTube video. So,
And another thing that when I went to see Gary Vee, he was saying when he puts up posts, rather than revealing the whole thing in one video, you could do the video in one segment, but then add cut it into 3. So if you had like a 15-minute video, cut it into 5-minute segments, and then have like a to be continued kind of thing in between each one. So you reveal like a piece by piece until you get to the conclusion, but you do it over 3 days rather than putting one video in one day.
Yeah. Just leave a cliffhanger on the...
Exactly. It's just a way to having, splitting up the content, and it kind of gives people a reason to hang in there and keep listening in or keep tuning in. I think it's quite a popular technique that you see at the moment, which people do that. So, they'll send a message, and then they'll say, stay tuned for the next whatever.
Yeah. And Mayan Gaji does that very well on his...
I've actually, to be honest, I unsubscribed to him. I was like, this guy doesn't say anything. It's just like cliffhanger after cliffhanger, but like nothing. There's just nothing happening.
No, I disagree, man. With his video, but you probably haven't seen him but for his Educate platform, he pretty much gives you a history lesson on the history of education through the whole just indoctrination system, pretty much. So it's actually pretty much a documentary. So he might have done other videos. He might have been pretty different. I've only recently watched his videos. I think you were aware of him before I was. Yeah. When's the last one you watched?
I think it was something about the world, the people that run the world and things like that, which which I'm all about. I'm all about hearing about that kind of stuff, but it was just there was too much fluff in there for me to listen, to sit there for an hour and him barely
there's
say anything.
actually there's sales videos at the end of the day, and
Yeah.
he's providing value in those sales videos.
Yeah, and the videos are great. The content's great, and I've bought his courses, which is great. The resources and the value in the courses are great, but I just don't want to sit there and listen to some video where he just tells you about nothing. Yeah, it was just kind of like, I don't know. I just got annoyed with it. So I was like,
yeah,
no,
I reckon.
enough.
Yeah, from what I've seen, I think he does pretty decent videos. So maybe we look at it a bit differently, but it's all good, man. Okay, where are we at? Yes, so the goals, 150 videos per year, 3 videos per week. Okay, so that's pretty doable, I guess. Build an email list. So to reduce counterparty risk, build an email list where you can download the list from your CRM and make it easily transferable to another mailer or self-hosted mailer. So yeah, pretty much if you build your own email list, it protects you from if your platform shuts down, and you always have this list. So your asset is sort of like this email list, and you can use it to send out newsletters.
Doing this, doing that Empire Mastery course, Aaron talked a lot about that, which was the CRM list database is huge in terms of value. And a lot of the time people will often buy other companies' databases, or they'll collaborate.
Yeah, wow.
As in a sort of affiliate setup where I give you my database and I get 50% of everything that you make.
Yeah.
And you do all the work.
Like, you can do a collab where another company can send out an email to your database, your company, and then there could be an affiliate payoff in that. Yeah. Like you get sales, you can get a percentage.
Yeah.
I guess that's the that e-farming concept as well, that course that you bought.
Yeah.
Similar. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, the power, Brett Deb's course I did as well, he was all about it as well. It's like the power is in the list. The money is in the list, I think he said. So, it's pretty much you building your own audience, and it's very very powerful, I guess. They've got enough value from your content where they've opted into an email list, and I think it's cool if you can get to that point where you build a decent list. It'd be very cool. Says once you hit a certain number of people on your email list, your CRM may charge you, but you should already be making enough cash from your list that will cover that cost. So yeah, makes sense, I guess. So if you have an email list, you can make money by sending out a newsletter, providing heaps of value, but then there could be an affiliate link in there, or you have your own product to sell that you're plugging. And I guess ideally that will cover the cost of your CRM. So yeah. All right. Minimum startup cost. Optimize iPhone to become video capable, maybe a little light. That's a note I put there. So you can pretty much start a YouTube channel from using your iPhone, because iPhones have really good cameras these days, and that's all you need. I mean, it's really low startup cost. So maybe $100 for optimizing for video and a little light. Self-hosted blog, which you'll also need, $95.40 domain name purchase and WordPress. So that's another cost. Free keyword research tools that you can use. SEM Rush. SEO book is actually free. Uber Suggest by Neil Patel. But, you know, these, like, you might have to pay a little bit eventually, or you can get around it using trials or whatever. But, yeah, because keyword research is apparently important. Well, apparently, I guess it is important if you want to drive traffic and come up in high ranking in the search results. So if someone searches best cigar lounge in Bangkok, you know, I want to optimize keywords, so that'll come up top of the listings, hopefully. Yeah. So,
Nice one.
Yeah,
there's
a startup.
There's a couple of websites that you can use. I forgot the names of them, but they will show you, and I think you can even do this on Facebook, there's a ads library where you can go and see all of the trending ads and see which ones, you know, big major brands are using, and you can pretty much copy the layout of their ads and use them for your own products and services.
Because they would have already done all the keyword research, hey?
Yeah, and they would research the ads in their entirety, so they would know, you know, what types of images are working best, what types of copy is working the best, and then you can pretty much just go through, and they've spent all the money researching the ads that are working, and you just go through and copy them and just, you know, use that same style on your own ads.
Rip off and duplicate, man.
That's it.
R&D, as Rich Cooper says.
Just rip off and duplicate the things that aren't trademarked or have a copyright.
Yeah. You know, the concept is, like, I guess, don't reinvent the wheel. You know, there's people have done stuff that's been effective. You know, you can just
So that's
follow their path a little bit.
Yeah, Facebook ads library for people who are doing Facebook ads.
Nice. I'll take note of that, actually, Luca. Cheers. All right, number 7, become a master of the craft. Competitive advantage. Geek out on keyword research and SEO to outcompete people that are just pouring money into their blog by paying other people to write them. So, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Get really into the keyword research to get a competitive advantage. Ultimately, what matters in the end is your rankings that are giving you traffic. It's not about publishing content that doesn't rank. It's about the content you publish that are each bringing their own traffic. Equals compounding effect between video platform and Google search. So I guess, yeah, you're going to be wanting to link the video content and the written content, and the effect of compound. I think that's what it means.
You know, if you're writing about ice cream one day and it only gets 5 views, and then the next day you write about cake and that gets 5 views, and then the next day you write about chocolate and that gets 5 views, and then you write about lollies and that gets 3 views. So it's the compound, like when you put all of them together, you've got, you know, people that love ice cream and chocolate and cake, and they're all coming from different categories. They have different interests, but they'll all stick to the channel, and they might find interest in your other work as well. It's just like a compounding effect of...
You want to build a bridge between those different content pieces, I guess. I think that's what he's saying here.
And then you just start selling things from your sweets shop.
Sell a candy box.
There you go. A bento box, a dessert bento box.
And voila, you are a digital nomad. Actually, no, that's a physical product, so that's going to be harder. You're going to have to sell a digital lolly box, Luca.
Get people to lick their phones.
Yeah. Just imagine your lollies are in this digital lolly box.
I like it. I got to try and make this Willy Wonka phone wallpaper, flavored wallpaper.
Scratch and sniff or whatever.
Yeah.
Back in the day. Scratch and sniff. Jesus. That's probably like too on PC or something now. They'll figure out a way to make it offensive. Optimize for keyword research and SEO. This is under become a master of the craft still. Then focus on scaling your content eventually.
Okay, he's really really pushing for this keyword optimization.
Yeah, or maybe these are my notes, so maybe I've just like written it down too many times. But yeah, I think it's important. Focus on scaling, affiliate marketing. So you sign up for affiliate programs, and of course you don't want to sell shit. You don't want to like link audience to shit products. So just be an affiliate for good products, like I signed up for Capitalist Exploits newsletter. I've gotten value from one of the managers' content over the years, and but if I start this content website, it'll just be something that I like and believe in, I guess. Then yeah, the affiliate program, the company will give you a unique link, and then you can just post that, and it's really simple. So it's actually a really cool way to get some cash flow from an audience, I think. Yeah, and it could be, just make it cool. Don't make it unethical and cheesy. Just yeah, that's the goal, I guess. And number 8, create and sell your own products. So I guess, you can do a course or something. Just make sure it's good, or physical products, or, everyone, if you want to do an online location independent business, physical products are going to be hard, I guess. Everyone says that, but you can do it. It's possible. It'll just take more work, I guess, and management. 90-day challenge, number 10. Produce a blog or video every day for 90 days. You're going to be much better after the 90 days. Skills improve quickly. Library of useful content grows quickly. So do you reckon you could do that, Luca? Blog or video for 90 days?
I reckon 90 days. I don't know. 90 days straight doing a blog post. I don't know how you'd have to have like topics set up. You'd have to have the topics ready to go.
Okay. 90-day challenge. So that'd be tough, but you can do it. Last topic, goals/process. It could take a few hundred pieces of content to reach the goal. What it takes is doing the work. Once you have traffic, everything works in the business. Cash flow works. It's easy to turn on ads and see results, do some reviews, find some good digital products to sell. So traffic's key, I guess. It only works if people are showing up. Then take advantage of your email list. You let your list know about a product, and boom, 4% sign up to it. So you can do an email broadcast, and he's saying maybe his business, he gets 4% of people to sign up to it. It's pretty decent if you have a big list. Same amount of work, but cash flow quadruples. Yeah, because you've already built this list. It's easier to do split testing, A/B testing on your website copy when you have traffic. It gets fun when the cash flow starts coming in, but you got to do the work first. The investment is a commitment and perseverance to creating an optimized library of useful content. If you get there, you've got traffic. If you've got traffic, everything else in this business works. So if he's pretty much laid it out there, and I've taken notes on everything. I've formatted it and stuff. So if anyone's keen to check the notes out, there'll be a public link in our show notes. So yeah, what do you reckon, Luca?
Yeah, I guess they're all. A lot of them are I guess if you spend any time researching business or ways to improve business or optimize business, I guess a lot of the people that we follow have kind of said that these things in their own way.
Yeah,
not sure
yeah.
if
Miles
there's
is
too
really
much
good
that-
at like nothing new.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not sure if
Same.
there's anything necessarily that stands out. Apart from maybe
Yeah, his thing.
just the goals and, you know, the actual figures on 150 videos per year and 104 blog posts a year. I don't know how he got that number, but if that's, you really could put any number there. I'm assuming that he's obviously maybe done some research to figure out why those numbers are ideal. Maybe not.
Yeah, maybe it's just a starting point suggestion. I guess, you know, you just tweak it to your situation. All right. So Luca thinks nothing really new, but
What stands out for you?
I think it is a really good rundown of content website business, the best I've seen so far. So I think what he's done well is he can put a video out and just really summarize things really well. So I think that's his advantage. Yeah, lots of people might say, yeah, build an email list and all that, but Miles can really break it down for you. Yeah. So I guess that's his advantage. But I know what you mean, but yeah, I think
it's summarized it very well.
Yeah.
And I think, tailored it to blog posting, which is cool.
Yeah. Cool. All right, man. We what are we at now? Probably at 100 minutes. This is a long pod, man. So
we've been hitting the 2-hour mark pretty frequently.
Yeah, what is it, 100 minutes? Yeah, maybe.
It's getting close.
Yeah. We've got a bit to go there, don't we? It's all good. The more content, the better. So, life hacks. For me, not using an alarm to wake up in the morning has been really good. Because I've been sleeping pretty bad. Not getting the best sleeps recently. And then I just stopped using my alarm and just wake up naturally. And for some reason, just had really good sleeps. Apart from last night, because other reasons. But that's my little life hack that I've done. And I kind of wake up similar times anyway. So maybe it's just like, I don't know, just a psychological thing. Like the alarm is like telling me to get up when I don't want to be told by the alarm to get up or something like that.
You don't like being told what to do, Shannon?
I don't like being told what to do, even if it's me that set the alarm.
Yeah.
It's the alarm telling me to get up.
It's the old you telling you the new you what to do.
Yeah, exactly. Just not having a bar of it anymore. So, yeah. Luca, your food budget. Do you want to chat about that?
Yeah, food budget is going well. So the goal was $50 a day for food. Can't spend any more than that, and saved $260 so far. So I mean, I'm $260 under my spending capacity. So that's good.
Nice.
So I think what I'm going to do with that money is we're going to open a new account, a business account, and I'm going to deposit that money in there, and that's going to be the start of my journey to making $1 million.
Nice. I guess if you're physically moving that money, you can track it. keep adding to it instead of just keeping it in a different account and, I was going to say pissing it up the wall, but you don't drink anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Doing whatever you do with your money, it's you can track it. So it could be cool, man. Keep us up to date on that one.
Yeah, we'll keep going. See how we go.
Maybe you can buy domain names with it for your whatever business you choose. All right, progress in courses and any books we are reading. Luca, you found a new course, startup school course, by Y Combinator.
Yeah, so one of the guys that I do dips with, he mentioned this Y Combinator. He mentioned Y Combinator had a new course for entrepreneurs. Y Combinator, I first heard of them when I bought or read the Lean Startup book. They were talking about Y Combinator. It's pretty massive. I think I can't remember the guys that started it, but I think they started some massive company that did really well, and then went on to continue providing value and investing in upcoming entrepreneurs and their ideas. And now they've created a course for people to get started, and also I think a founder program where they try to match up founders who want to partner up and work together on an idea, which is really cool as well. So I haven't actually started the course personally, but it is on the list. So for anyone out there, I think they're pretty renowned and trusted in the entrepreneurial startup space. So if it's something you're interested in, get on it, and it's free to do as well. So
it'd be really good for people that, it'd be really good for people that really need, co-founders and people to work with, maybe like software startups and stuff. I guess that would be ideal. You need a team of engineers and developers. So awesome. Check that out if anyone's keen. All right, we finally made it here. Sansoni Empire Mastery Course, LBDX Coaching, Luca.
Amazing.
Tell us all about your 4-day extravaganza.
It was a journey. So it was 4 days. Started out, the first day was breakthrough. So learning what are the things that we need to overcome personally, the fears, the old beliefs, limiting beliefs. What are our goals? What are we trying to aspire to be? What are we trying to do? What do we want to achieve? A good one was, what are you in the business of? What's your business? And that was a really cool exercise.
Part of the breakthrough thing.
Yeah. So like what is it that you do? What do you like? You should be able to sum it up. What do you do? Your business,
yeah. So, like, he's talking about the business ideas everyone has.
Yeah, it was the same for everyone. Like, what is it that you do?
So, what did you say?
I said trees. We're in the business of trees.
Your current business, yeah.
But it was so like the detail that he asked for a volunteer. The volunteer came up and she talked about her business, and the amount of detail and how much she had refined it from the start to at the end of the exercise made me realize that it's really important to be absolutely clear on what it is that you do. and understanding what you do. And
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, I think and he used some examples of businesses that got it wrong. I think one example was,
Was it clear? Yeah. Was it clear what they got wrong?
yeah, well, an example was he used an example of the founder of Netflix.
Was he talking about a pivot? How they pivoted?
No, he was talking about like businesses understanding and not understanding what they do.
Okay. So it's really understanding your concept or business, service you're providing. Yeah.
Yeah, because he was saying that the founder of Netflix, the two partners of Netflix went to Blockbuster and tried to sell Netflix to Blockbuster for like $50 million. And Blockbuster kind of like laughed him out the door. And then I think it was only a couple months or a couple years later, and Blockbuster went bankrupt and Netflix was worth $2 billion. Because they understood the future and Blockbuster didn't.
So they made a mistake by trying to sell it, I guess. They could have sold it. Yeah.
Well, but, Blockbuster could have bought it. Could have bought Netflix, but instead they went under.
Yeah, but was this that's why I mentioned the pivot, because was this before? Because Netflix started off as a mail-in DVD service. You'd rent the DVD, they mail it out to you, and then you could mail it back. And then they pivoted to online streaming. So I'm wondering if that was before that pivot. What do you reckon?
Say again.
So like Netflix, when they first started, it wasn't an online streaming company. They had physical DVDs that people hired, and they mailed out the DVD, and then the person that rented the DVD would send it back to them when they were finished.
Well, that is a
I know
shit
there was
idea.
like, yeah, it must have made money, I guess, somehow. But it's used an example of a business pivot. I've noticed a few times, because then they switched to streaming when the other companies went bankrupt, I guess. Yeah. So that was a successful pivot. But if they, if they were streaming when they offered that to Blockbuster, yeah, maybe it was a bad move to try and sell it. They could have just kept going. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, if the idea that you're talking about was the one that they presented, then I kind of understand why they may have got laughed out the door. But if it was the online streaming service, then I guess that's
yeah, cool. So
big mistake.
So day one was pretty much maybe mindset.
Yeah, then we learned about money, how to spend money on your business, where to save money on your business, where not to spend money on your business. So that was, yeah, very interesting, and it made sense.
Yep.
I find it was
efficient use of capital, I guess.
Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah, I think that whole idea of buying businesses was really emphasized, and certainly
buying cash flowing businesses, maybe.
Yeah.
Cool.
Buying businesses rather than starting things up from scratch, I think, is a really good way to go. So that's certainly something
making them better. Yeah.
Continue to do, and then The third day was scaling. So how to scale businesses, what to look out for, making sure that you're only buying businesses that can scale. So you're not looking to buy anything that can't be scaled unless you're just legitimately in for that particular business because you really want to do it. And then the last day was how to tie it all in together, really, and create an empire and create a ecosystem of businesses that all work together and that feed off each other, but also are relevant to your brand, whether it's your personal brand as well, and the importance of a personal brand and you know, why you would partner up with some brands and why you wouldn't partner up with other brands, even if the deal was great from a equity or monetary perspective. Is the brand that's trying to partner with you, is it congruent with your brand and your values? So I think that's a big thing as well, the big takeaway for anyone that's looking out there to partner up with people. Make sure that even if it's a good deal, like how is it a good short-term deal or is it also a good long-term deal? And how does that impact your image?
Cool,
I guess that was important.
Yeah, nice. When he talks about, like, is he talking about multiple businesses and then you kind of connect them all together? Do they have to be same industry or?
Yeah, and no, they don't.
Okay.
But it's how can you? It's also talking about not affiliates, but partnerships, legitimate partnerships where if someone comes to you, Shernan, for a podcasting service.
Hey, Lucas, sorry, I'll stop you there. Are you clicking your mouse?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
So you're doing a lot. It's coming through. I just noticed it because that'll be hard to edit out, I think.
That's all good.
You're clicking a lot. Sorry, keep going.
So if someone comes to you for a podcasting service, they would have some information, or they'd want you to edit something. And like, okay, what else would this podcasting person that has a podcast need? So they might need, an upgrade in their hardware. They might need an upgrade in their software. They might need, if they've got a team, maybe they need like catering services for their team on the days that they're doing podcasting. Maybe they're traveling around the world, so maybe they need some sort of, you'd organize their accommodation if they're here or there. So you could team up with podcasters. You could have like a service for podcasters who podcast around the world. If you're a podcaster, sign up to our website and you get a 20% discount if you stay at any of our hotels. And we'll have a podcast set up for you to use for free every time you stay with us. It's like you could have
putting systems, maybe. He calls it hardware. Is that right?
No. I'm just saying this is just an example of things that you could do. Like what else? What services do they use outside of podcasting? Excuse me. You might team up with. You're mentioning, we talked about modems at the start, and you said that you were hotspotting, which I am as well. So maybe you could team up with a modem company or a company that makes modems, and then you can provide a discounted modem, or you just pass on your CRM database to the modem company, and then for every modem that they sell to your client, you get 50%. So
it's like shared customers that have similar problems that need solving, related problems, something like that.
Yeah, well, like if I'll use tree work as an example. So I go to a customer's house and prune their trees, and they complain about their gutters always getting cleaned up. So you could partner up with a gutter cleaning company, and you could pass in the clients and they do the work and you get a cut of that. And then they might complain because they had branches drop on their roof and they broke some tiles, so they need a tiler. So you could team up with a tiler and say, oh yeah, I know a tiler. And Tyler comes around, fixes the tiles, and you get a share of that. And then the tiler and the gutter cleaner can share their contact as well about coming to get tree work. And then you might also need, the people that live there might also need a plumber. And so you team up with the plumber and say, yeah, we've got a plumbing service that you can get. And then you've got a gardener and a landscaper. And then you've got a carpenter or a bricklayer, a concreter. You could team up with literally every trade.
Recommended services, yeah. And if they all had email lists, and
if everyone's got a
maybe
database,
not so common in the trades, but
yeah,
they could share their create an ecosystem, as you said, yeah.
And then you work with a solar panel company, and they, you prune the trees, and then they put in the solar panels, or they put in the solar panels, and then you prune the trees so the solar panels get more sunlight. There's so many things.
It's a mutually beneficial arrangement, I guess.
Yeah. But I think it's, at the moment
Forms
it's
a community.
Yeah. And, that kind of thing is great if everyone that you're working with is providing great value. So, yeah, I guess it's making sure that you
share their audiences.
With the right people. Yeah.
Nice, man. So, was that have you covered all the days?
Yeah, so it was 4 days. I guess I was pretty brief on it because I'm not sure how much you're allowed to give away. How much of it's IP or whatnot.
Oh, really? I was going to ask for your main takeaways, but do you want to, what you can say? You want to reveal?
Yeah, they said, he was saying that goodwill counts for about 86% of a business's value for the major businesses. Goodwill being non-tangible value within a company. So I think, the example
Company
they use is
culture.
you got two t-shirts, both plain t-shirts, and then you put a Nike tick. The two plain white t-shirts might be worth $10 each. Then you put a Nike tick on one of them and its value goes up. It might be worth $50 or $100 now, because of the goodwill or the value that is perceived to be on that t-shirt. So it's about the brand and what value does that brand bring. Like a Louis Vuitton bag is another example.
Yeah,
probably costs $150 to make, but they charge $10,000 for the bag.
Yeah,
because the
company
the
culture,
name,
cool factor, goodwill.
And I guess to add on, it's about the experience. So the experience is where the value is.
Yeah,
like people walking into a Louis Vuitton store, you're not walking into just any regular store. They've got a velvet rope out the front. They've got security guards. You have to line up to get into the shop. And then you get to walk around in this store and, you've got personalized service and whatnot.
Customer experience, user experience in the digital realm, UX.
Exactly. Like people are paying for
CX.
the experience, not just the product. So how can you create an experience for the customer.
Yeah, that's very important, I think. Absolutely. So, awesome, man. Good stuff.
But yeah. And then, yeah, like I said, scaling. If you are looking to scale or only buy businesses that can scale or have the potential to scale.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know too much about scaling of businesses outside of the digital realm, I guess, but even not then, I haven't really developed that concept much. I don't know much about it, but say if you have like a hairdresser, right? It's not very scalable because pretty much you need to franchise the hairdresser to make it scalable. Yeah, is that right? So maybe it's not a good idea.
No, a hairdresser is scalable because you can just keep opening new stores.
Oh, that's what I meant. That's what I said. Franchise it. Yeah.
Well, that's a form of. Well, we wouldn't even need to franchise it. You could just keep opening new stores.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, yeah.
You could just buy.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about that. Right. Yeah.
Different locations. You could have like a mobile at-home service. I guess there's a couple of different ways. That's just quickly off the top of my head, but yeah, you could buy hairdressers from other people that might be closing down their business, and they might have everything set up ready to go there. So rather than you having to fork out all the upfront costs to get it up and running, you could just buy another profitable hairdressing salon, put your name on it, and now you've got a new store open up. And sometimes that might be even a really great way, because you might be trying to open up a store in a particular location, in a particular suburb, for to attract a particular type of client. And if there's no ideal locations available, you might be able to pick up business for sale, in a really good spot. So sometimes you might be buying space might be buying a business because of the location that it's in, if it makes sense for whatever your business is.
Yeah, and then you have the brand name. So yeah, I guess it's scalable. Yeah. Yeah, for some reason, I think it's I guess it's harder for brick and mortar stores to scale, maybe. I guess there's just more work to do. You got to rent a commercial premise. There's like, if you have software or something, you're selling software, it's pretty easy to just, get more customers. But yeah, cool. All right, man. So has it got you one step closer to your business nirvana?
Yeah, well, I've signed up for the coaching program, which is for 12 months. So it's one-on-one coaching. And then there's a couple of other benefits. So there's 90 minutes once a month, where Aaron talks to the members, and they can bring forward questions regarding businesses that they're looking to buy or interested in buying, and he'll answer those questions. So it's really good to, it's good to get that perspective from him.
That's good.
And then
how many calls do you get?
It's I think it's 1 hour a month with an individual coach.
Yeah, cool.
So I think it's like half an hour a fortnight, half an hour calls a fortnight, and I think they give you sort of tasks and whatnot along the way. So looking forward to it. See what happens.
Nice, man. Yeah. The coaching calls would be good, I think. I've never done any of that, but definitely help, I would say.
Yeah, I think
that's cool. It'd be interesting to see what you get from them.
I think it's that whole mentoring process. I've never really had any official mentoring. I guess I've had classes and kind of had, people that I've looked up to and taken their advice, which has always been helpful.
You
And I
didn't
guess
do the,
maybe mentoring doesn't always have to be an exchange for money, because a lot of the time I've gotten advice from people outside of the reasons that you meet or outside of the reasons that you're interacting. So
yeah. You didn't do, I noticed Agency Navigator has like the coaching calls. Did you do the coaching calls? Or do they have?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
I guess I never really took advantage of it. I think for me personally, I'm not sure why, but a lot of the time,
you weren't sure you were going to get into it though. That's the thing, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I did the course, and I was like, I'll go through the course once just so I can see what I'm getting into before I start buying all the programs and whatnot they offered. And then after I went through the course, I was going to go back through it again, and they kind of call you and like, why haven't you started? What are you doing? Kind of thing.
Yeah, cool. Oh well, it wasn't for you, I guess, and but it's awesome knowledge, hey. So who knows, you might do in the future.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's I think it's just good to know. And the one thing that I got from that course that probably stood out to me the most was the quote, which probably wasn't Eman's, or maybe it was, or maybe he's just rephrased it. But it's people think they have a business problem, but it's a personal problem manifesting in their business. And that's the thing that stuck out to me the most. So that's kind of been my driver for all the things that I'm doing at the moment. So if anything, that was what's put me on this trajectory. So yeah, I definitely got value out of it, even if it was just a quote. But yeah, learned a lot of other stuff on the way. But that was the first imprint, I guess.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, it's a good course for me so far. I'll keep going on it. All right, man. Let's keep going. So, tools or services that we wish to recommend and talk about. I want to plug Battlebank, which is a new digital bank. I think it's co-founded or founded by Rick Rule, who is a bit of a legendary investor, commentaries in the gold space and mining space. He used to be high up at Sprott Money, which was a gold dealer. So the interesting thing with Battlebank is, I guess, for me, like, I'm not recommending anyone, I guess, but if it's anyone you're going to trust, it's, for me, like, it's highly trustworthy. And the main thing is, if you have precious metals, you can get loans. They'll loan against precious metals, which is very cool. So Battlebank, if you want to check it out, put the link below. It's a sign-up phase now, so I think you just get on the waiting list. Yeah. So that would be cool for any international people as well, like people living an international life. So, because it's digital banking. Also, Clockify. I've been using Clockify, which is an online time tracker. It's super easy and user-friendly, and it's been really good. So I'll have a bunch of different options. I work on podcast production or digital marketing as part of my agency, and then I'm studying Thai as well, so I'll have Thai, and it's just like you clock on and clock off. So if I'm doing Thai study, I'll write, select Thai study, and then it starts automatically, and I just press stop when I finish. It'll log 2 hours or whatever. and you will see a day report, and you get a weekly report as well of where your hours have been spent. So it's actually really cool. It's just to keep track of what you've been doing and maybe motivate you a bit more to get shit done.
I like it. I think I might get onto Clockify.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool, man. You forget to turn it off sometimes, but then you can always you just press stop and it might say like 10 hours, but then you just edit it and you just take it back down to 2 hours. So yeah, the only problem is you're forgetting to turn it off, but if you're disciplined, it's cool. So
yeah, cool. I think I've been looking for something like that. So yeah, I'm gonna check it out.
Into it, man. It's free. Just sign up. It's nothing fancy. It's just works really well, I guess. Yeah. And it'd be good for organization, I guess. And I guess if you want to plan your day as well, it's good because you can say you want to do 2 hours and something. It's easy to track your time. So yeah, cool. You wanted to mention a couple, Luca?
Yeah, so I guess did my first live stream this week, which was pretty interesting. And it was pretty easy to set up. I bought a GoPro and set up a Twitch account, and it all went through pretty smoothly. Everything worked like pretty. I don't really recall any issues at all. So kudos to those guys. And we'll see where things go with that. But just want to say, I think with the GoPro, they still probably need to work on the duration, how long it lasts for. I think they kind of market it as people aren't looking for long videos. People are kind of looking for short highlight reels kind of thing, which is fair enough and it's probably true. But yeah, I think for live streaming, it'd be cool if there was something out there that was could live stream continually, for several hours rather than just one.
They get hot, hey, don't they?
Yeah, it heats up real quick.
I got a little DJI Osmo, which I'm probably going to sell because I'm not going to use it. But it gets hot. So yeah, maybe it's it's part of the battery life thing. But yeah, nice. So Twitch and GoPro, good combo. Yeah, user friendly.
Yeah, really easy to use. Super easy to use. Just turn it on, click the button, changes to video mode. And with the quick app that they have, you can just put it on your phone and you can actually just run it from your phone, which is what I did. So just have the whole thing in my phone.
And I don't really know what Twitch is. So is Twitch a separate application or is it just something to connect so you can live stream on like YouTube or something? Or is it?
Sorry?
What is Twitch?
It's a live streaming service. So it's like a live, it's kind of like YouTube. People have their own channels.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I thought it might have just been a connecting software. So you could connect it to Instagram, YouTube all at once or something like that. You know what I mean? But okay. Cool.
Yeah, no, so I think it's you can sign up on either one.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, I've heard a lot about gaming with it, but yeah, I've never seen it in action. Cool, man. What do you want to achieve in the next week?
This week, I think it's just getting through the work. Got a couple of things on, going for a truck license pre-examination as well at the end of the week. So yeah, hopefully that goes smoothly. And yeah, do the first assignment for the coaching program, and yeah, see how we go.
Nice, man. Keep on that road to making bank.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
I'm going to try and do a lot of agency navigator course and smash on the Miles Beckler material, and I'm going to pretty much just learn how to build a WordPress site and take those first steps and try and get that content website up and going. All the while I'm doing just trying to get more clients, doing more outreach and for the agency side. So that's it, man. Just chill. I'm probably tired today, so might have a beer after and have a good sleep tonight. That's what I want to achieve.
Nice.
Any questions you want to pose to the audience for any feedback in the comments?
I think you've got one here. What was yours?
Yeah, so I guess I had a little bit of realization, and say if someone has a business now and people, we're on this road, and if you've made a bit of money, what happens? What do you do with your money after starting a successful business? And I kind of just thought, that I guess like the easiest ways that I've made wealth has increased in some way. It hasn't really been that hard for me. I guess like it's like my precious metals holdings and the house that I bought. It's like my house is valued at heaps more than what I bought it at. Kind of surprisingly, actually. And it's like, yeah, I mean, it was a lot of work at the start, but now it's kind of easy. I'm kind of thinking like, yeah, wow, it's like the investment side of things is actually really important. So yeah, it's like I'm doing all this work on trying to build a business, and I guess it'll pay off down the line hopefully, but I don't know if it will or not. So like, I don't know, you got to be, I guess, being smart with what to do with the cash you have, I guess, and preserve that purchasing power, especially in this precarious currency situation that we have coming up. So much debt and floating around in governments, and massive derivatives exposure in banks, which are pretty much contracts on top of contracts to do with real assets. It's just bets pretty much. So maybe think investment could be important. So to anyone out there, like what are you going to be putting your money in, or what are the best and safest investments after making money through business, I guess. So just kind of incorporate that. So yeah,
I guess if your house is worth more,
well, apparently anyway, on random website recommendations,
you could use that as equity to buy another property, right? So that would cover a deposit. So it would cost you zero money up front if you were to take out a loan. Use that as use the equity as a deposit, and then have it rented out as ASAP.
Yeah, I think that's the playbook. But I think you got to, because when you like cash out refinance, it means you're going to be paying more interest on the loan that you pulled the money out of. I think that's how it works. Not fully clued up, but so yeah. But I think that's the general strategy, man. Yeah, you can make it work. But yeah, I don't know how real estate going forward is sketchy as well. Who knows what's going to happen? it comes down to central banks and governments, really. Are they going to like inflate or let things deflate? In Australia, man, the politicians are tied and they don't, they're interested in self-preservation, really. And they have investment properties that they don't want their properties to fall in value. So that pretty much is what I think it comes down to in Australia. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think so. Yeah. So, but I mean, saying that, it's real estate, it's a real asset. So, yeah, could be good to have, but who knows what going to happen if there's valuation pullbacks. So, yeah, but there's other options. There's precious metal, Bitcoin in that. I'm not into crypto, but investing in businesses, even other businesses. So yeah, what are your thoughts about that, Luca? I mean, quickly before we sign off.
Yeah, well, another final gem from Sones. He's going through. He's going through real estate as a general thing over time has increased at a rate of about 10%. Stocks, I think he was saying, was between 10 and 12%. And I think, and then, when you're talking about business and scaling, there's really no limit to the margin that increases in your business if you can scale it correctly.
Yeah, so I guess reinvesting money into your business is an option as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
To scale it.
I guess they were talking about reinvesting in marketing, advice, staff, and systems.
Yep. Hopefully stuff that has a clear return on investment, I guess.
So they're the only 4 things that he would spend money on.
Nice. Say it again once more, sorry.
Marketing, advice,
systems. Yep.
Staff and systems.
Yeah. Sounds good to me, man. Any other investments you're thinking of, or pretty much, yeah?
Yeah, I guess we're doing questions. Yes, if you would like a copy of Alex Hormozi's $100 million Leads hard copy book, please drop us a message on requesting.
Still on the table. Hit us up. Hit us up in the Instagram DMs.
Have we received any comments at all, Shernan, and on any of our platforms?
No, not real ones. No.
What do you mean?
We've had like scam comments.
All right.
So, yeah. Maybe we'll get one day, Luca.
Nice. I like it.
We'll keep going anyway. Cool, man. We should wrap it up there, I think.
No worries.
It's a good note to wrap it up on. So,
episode 15, done and dusted.
15. So good to chat, get back into it after a lengthy break. We got through a shitload tonight. So, yeah, I hope everyone out there got a bit of value from it. And, yeah, have a good day or night, and we'll catch you next time. Cheers, Luca.
Cheers, Shannon. See ya.
See ya.